Hey guys, Red Pen Running here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day this video. Alright, I just received a Jingle Miner Magic Miner. Oh my goodness, look at this beautiful box. I love the Bitcoin symbol. So we got like a lottery machine here by the looks of it. Really cool design on this box here. I love it. So we have a Jingle Miner Magic Miner BTC hash card. This is a 12.5 terahash model, plus or minus 10% at about 200 watts. We will verify that in this video here. So let's take this out of the box and ooh, this is nice. Okay, there we go. Okay, taking you guys on the inside here. We got a foam piece board at the top here. Let me take this out. Then, looks like we got a power supply. Ooh, a dedicated power supply for this Bitcoin miner. Flex 400 watt, 110 to 240 volt switching power, 5 amps, 12 volt DC output, 34 amps, output power 400 watts. Okay, this looks pretty cool. Oh, so it is an 8-pin that will go into this. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Takes a typical AC power. Okay, NEMA plug, that's good. Mine came with the NEMA plug, but it's the wrong one. But luckily I have a lot of these PC cables, so that is fine. Okay, oh, it does come with an adapter, so it looks like I won't need a cable. Perfect. All right, let's take the BTC hash card out here, out of the box. Ooh, okay, look at this. All right, so 12 terahash, and looks like we have a Jingle Miner little manual here. Okay, that's really nice. Anything else inside of here? Ah, looks like there's a little stand by the looks of it. All right, let me move this box out. Okay, so look at this. All right, so the Jingle Miner Magic Miner BTC hash card. Looks like we have the PCIe cover here, but it's not actually functional. This is just to make it look like a GPU, but it's a little Bitcoin miner. Looks like we got Wi-Fi, Ethernet. All right, so typical of the other Magic miners we have seen in the past. So 12.5 terahash at about 200 watts. So pretty cool. Thank you to jinglemining.com for sending this to me. This is exactly like the, I think, Magic Miner BG02s, BG01s. I know there's different iteration hash rate models, you know, of this model, but for Jingle Mining, this is their own branded one, right? BTC hash card. So 12.5 terahash. If you guys are interested, feel free, go check out jinglemining.com. They also have US stock for this model as well. So if you're in the US, you don't need to worry about tariffs or anything like that. So if you're interested, again, use code RPM, you get 1% off your whole order. I will go through later on in this video the comparisons between this and maybe some other, you know, Bitcoin solo miners that are out there in the wild right now. Just comparing watt per hash and also the dollar per hash as well, which right now I believe this is about 560 bucks or so. We'll talk about that later. And you know what? I want to get this stand on. Look at this. There's a little notch here. So it looks like the PCIe, bottom of the PCIe bracket goes like so, like this. Ah, that's cool. So it just freestands. That's really nice. I think that probably bodes well for airflow as well. As you guys can see, that's really cool. Jingle Miner Magic Miner. All right, it's got a lot of branding everywhere. All right, so the screen and 8-pin for power is at the top here. Okay, so yeah, this is a standalone Bitcoin mining device similar to like Nerd, QX++, Bitaxe Gammas, you name it. This just needs a power adapter, and so I'm gonna plug the 8-pin that comes from this into here. All right, so that's nice. Okay, so it does come with the power supply, which is cool. I know the other iterations of the, you know, Magic miners didn't come with a power supply, so it's nice that it does come with a 400 watt, and it's, yeah, you know, like a server style power supply by the looks of it, which is nice. Okay, so I'm gonna use this watt meter, and we're going to get the actual power consumption that is coming out of this thing, because, you know, a lot of these, you know, ASIC miners, little small ones, they don't really, you know, tell the true power at the wall. It's always a lot more than what they advertise, and so we're gonna verify that today here. Okay, so let me plug this in straight into the power bar here, and then this end is gonna go into the power supply. All right, so here we go. All right, let's turn her on. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and oh, it turned on right away. All right, as you guys can see, there is LED. Okay, we do have some messages here. It says, please connect to your Wi-Fi for setup. So I got to use my phone and to connect to this directly in order to get to the web GUI. All right, so let me use my phone. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm joining Jingle Miner 5F95, and yeah, we're going to the web GUI of the Jingle Miner here. Okay, Magic Miner. So this is the web GUI here. So this is where I can set up, connect to my own Wi-Fi SSID and also put in my network settings and everything. So network, and this is where, okay, so this is the host name. The Wi-Fi SSID is where I am going to put in my home Wi-Fi SSID so it can connect to my network and then just ultimately mine. So then I can change up the pool settings here as well by the looks of it. Yep, pool settings, and we're gonna try solo mining Bitcoin Cash to my own local node with this thing. So let me just set those settings, be right back. Okay, so now I am mining to my own local node, Umbrella OS installation with RetroMike's BCH node and my own Stratum using Mining Core. And so locally I am mining to that now. So that's really cool. Now, what is my hash rate? Okay, so it shows I am at 13.5 terahash, already 175 shares, 3 rejected. I got 16.9 joules per terahash. And yeah, looks like I'm getting pretty good hash rate. Power consumption in the software says 216, 12.1 volt ASIC voltage requested says 3.45 volt. Temperature right now says 63 degrees. Fan RPM is 34,025 RPM, which is, it's not that loud. It's pretty quiet. The fans are 80 mils, so these are definitely not loud at all. Just a quick thing, I did see there is overclock ability on here. I know with Magic Miner, I guess it's a closed sourced operating system, but there is custom here frequency. You can overclock this if you like. Of course, there is a disclaimer there, it can cause damage, system instability, but there is custom frequency and custom core voltage available here. So you could overclock it. Well, we do have a higher capacity power supply, right? 400 watts, which is great, but how much are we using at the wall? Well, let me bring you guys here. Let me show you here. We are using 262 watts at the wall. So that is not the advertised, 200 watts according to the, advertised hash rate and power consumption. And just looking at this cool screen here, it's nice that it shows the Bitcoin price, which is about 69,228 as of recording. Shows the IP address there, which you can connect to it through the web GUI, and it cycles through here. You guys can see the hash rate. We're almost at 14 terahash on this one. So maybe we are, I have a feeling we're overclocked on this one. Temperature 63 degrees. Yeah, look at that. 60, almost $70,000 Bitcoin, but it's been fluctuating, you guys saw. So back to it, fan RPM, power consumption says 215 there in the software, but we are actually at 261. So this BTC hash card, okay, this Magic Miner, well, advertised Jingle Miner, I do like the box. The box is pretty cool. I do like that it comes with the power supply, which is nice, but it's also a higher capacity 400 watt one, so that's pretty good. Also has its own fan there. Is it hot? Let me feel here. It's been running for about 30 minutes and it's not too bad. I do feel some airflow coming out of here, so that's nice. And it's not that loud at all. Definitely looks like a pretty cool desk piece like this. I love that it has the stand there to elevate it like this. Yeah, I do feel a lot of airflow coming out of the top here. And the air does come in through, I think, from the back. Yeah, there is air holes on the back there, and it goes out through the top. This is the exhaust here. And there's nothing exhausting in the front there. It looks like it all exhausts from the top here. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I want to go in the computer. I want to do some comparisons now, just the price of this thing, power consumption efficiency that we can achieve on this thing, as well as just looking at how much does this 12, advertised 12 terahash model make right now, and just comparing it to maybe an Octax or, Nerd QX++ or other solo Bitcoin miners that are out in the market right now. There's a lot of them out there. So let's go in the computer and do those comparisons. Okay, so I have my Google Sheet here, and this is where I've entered in all the different hash rates for a lot of various miners that are out there. Okay, a lot of the solo miners here. If you want access to the spreadsheet, I also have like big boy Bitcoin miners on here as well. Script miners by efficiency, price, and whatnot. Link in the description below in this video here to access this Google Sheet. You can copy it and then you can rearrange it by efficiency, which I have it like this right now, or you can do it by $per-terahash, which we're going to talk about later on in this video for those that care about price. Okay, so first things first, this Jingle Miner BTC hash card that I've tested, so I'm actually getting about 13.66 terahash on it at about 263 watts. So the software wattage is not really where it's supposed to be. It's definitely like 40, 50 watts under. I got my hash rate number not from the web GUI here, but from my Bitcoin Cash local node here. So I'm actually getting about, on average, 13.66, and I've actually been running it for the past day and 20 hours here. So it's got a good average for the hash rate. And so that's all well and good. But yeah, the efficiency we're able to achieve is 19.25 watt per hash. So for anyone that cares about efficiency and, you know, maybe anyone with free power or solar or simply really doesn't care about efficiency, then this is not going to matter to you because it's obviously such low power. Okay, under 300 watts, you know, for these types of miners. So how does it compare to other models out there? Well, the Avalon Nano 3S on low mode, it's pretty much the same efficiency there, but the Avalon Nano 3S gets about 3.51 on low mode, 3.51 terahash at about 67 watts though. And as we go ahead, you can see a bit more efficient hardware like the, you know, Nerdoc DAX, maybe the Avalon Q. But these models do cost a little bit more. Okay, so you guys can check through the sheet if you'd like. But now let's talk about the price of this miner right now. Okay, so the price of it right now is, if you go to jinglemining.com, we go to SHA-256 here, and we can see here under Jingle Miner, this is the brand that it's called. Okay, BTC hash card. So they have it for $559. But actually, if you check out and if you decide to get this, you can use code RPM and then you will get another $5.59 off. So about 1% off if you decide to order this. So in terms of dollar per hash, how does it compare? Okay, well, let's compare to other miners out there, and I've updated the prices as best as I could. And so the Jingle Miner BTC hash card is at about $40.51 per terahash. Okay. So as we go up here, looks like, you know, we have the Flu Miner T3, which is at $34 per terahash, Avalon Q, 33, Magic Miner MF01. This is the humidifier one, $20 per terahash. So you can see here, there are better dollar per terahash models as we go up. But as we go down, it looks like it currently beats a lot of the other, I guess, similar Bitcoin solo miners. Maybe the Avalon Mini, it beats the NerdQX++ 4.8 terahash model. These go for about $270, $300. So that's about a $56 per terahash. So as we go down, you can see, depending on the model and the price, the dollar per terahash gets a lot more expensive. You know, like a Bitaxe Gamma with like 1.2 terahash. These things go for over... maybe not 120 now, maybe like $100 now, right? That's about 80. That's still at $83 per terahash. So very expensive for what you're getting, right, in terms of hash rate. And so this Jingle Miner one is pretty decent if you were to compare against the other similar, you know, type of solo miners, the ones that, you know, sit on your desk. But there are other pros and cons regarding this miner. Let's just keep going through here. So here's the web GUI of it. It looks very similar to the open source Bitaxe AXOS operating system. But, you know, it's got the typical network page, swarm page, pool settings, which I've changed here. There's now a remote monitor, which I thought was really cool. So you can sign up on jinglemining.com and you can actually remote monitor your device from anywhere in the world. You can connect this to jinglemining.com, and then also you can use their web flasher to update to the latest firmware. So at least there's some updatability there, which is really cool. So I actually want to add a miner here. So I'm going to go to the top here. I'm going to go to My Miners. And I'm going to click add miner. I don't have any devices here yet. So I need to bind the device. So if I go to here, I can actually just copy this device UUID, go back to here, paste that in, go to device secret, and we're going to paste that in to here to complete the binding. Bind device. Okay. And there you go. It says miners connected. So I'm on jinglemining.com. And I can see everything here from accepted shares, chip temperature, VR temp, fan, connected, pool URL, all the information here, device IP as well. This is the local IP, not the, local IP. So that's really cool. I really like this. 215 watts here and the software, which is not right. It's more like 260 for me. But yeah, okay, so we can actually see this thing. Okay, so if I had multiple Jingle miners, I could add more. And then when I'm outside of my house or, somewhere around the world, I can just log into jinglemining.com and go into my profile, click on my miners, and now I can access this card from home. That's really cool just to see how it's going. Monitor. I don't think, we can't change any pool settings or anything from here. This is just to monitor. So this is just providing information going out and not, going back in. Like you can't access it from here. Going from out to in. That would be a security flaw, vulnerability. So good thing they don't allow that. But at least this is for information coming out to Jingle Mining just to provide this information that, this thing is online and hashing. That's really cool. I like that. Okay, and then under settings, they do have mining performance here, which is under normal right now. There's an efficiency mode. I haven't clicked on that yet. There's custom. And this is where you can actually change the frequency and the custom core voltage as well. You can flip the screen, automatic fan control, and that's it. Yeah, this thing is pretty similar to the Bitaxe-OS operating system. I did not see any firmware update ability here, but looks like, again, you're going to have to go to their website. You can use the web flasher here to connect your device. Okay, so you're going to have to use a USB cable. Yeah, you're going to need to use a cable, and there is more further documentation here, which goes to the osmu.wiki here, the Open Source Miners United. So apparently, okay, so maybe this software this is very similar to the AXOS updating, like the Bitaxe Gamma is updating. So this is actually, I think, open source by the looks of it. If we can upgrade it and, do firmware updates and do overclocking, in a sense, this could be open source, but open source way, I'm not sure if we could flash it with another operating system. I think that's where hence it really hones in on the whole open source mentality. So if third party, firmware can be flashed on this, then that would be more so open source. Okay, so what is the current profitability of this Jingle Miner BTC hash card? How much does this thing make for those that care about profitability? Well, right now, with Bitcoin at about, 65K as of recording, this thing is at 10 cents kilowatt hour, does not make anything. 12.5 terahash, it's actually losing money at 10 cents kilowatt hour. So by no means is this device profitable at all. At any home residential electric, this thing is not profitable at all. You would be losing money if you were to pool mine with this thing. But the whole idea with these types of miners, Bitaxe Gammas, and Jingle Miner BTC card like this, they are all meant for solo mining. Trying your luck to hit a Bitcoin block, which if we go to solochance.org to calculate our probability, our chances of hitting a Bitcoin block, let's calculate our chance to see if we can hit a block. So it's going to be 1 in 91,015,172 chance to hit a Bitcoin block with this, or it's going to be 1 in 1,756 chance per year. Before the halving that's coming up, 1 in 800 chance, and by 2140, you have a 1 in 15 chance to hit a Bitcoin block with one of these 12.5 terahash models, which is a very, very, very low chance. Okay. Now, this is why I'm actually mining to my own Umbrel node locally, and I am solo mining Bitcoin Cash, okay? So my chances is going to be much better if we just do, let's just quickly here, Bitcoin Cash 12.25. Let's see here. I have a 1 in 575,065 chance per block to hit a BCH block, or per hour, 95,000 per month, 1 in 133. So you can see my chances at least you know, with this is to hit a block at least, you know, maybe one a year, maybe not, who knows, but at least, you know, if I hit a block, a BCH block is about $1,500. And so this miner is $559. So if I hit a block within the year or two, the next year or two, this thing, it could be paid off as well as the electricity that this thing is using. So that's kind of how I look at it. But it's, again, it's a gamble. You got to be very lucky to hit a block, and chances are most people are not going to hit a block. But on other lower difficulty coins like Bitcoin Cash, you have that ability to hit a block. Okay, so or there's a bunch of other SHA-256 coins out there. Digibyte, Aurora coin. Let's see. No, that's I think that's script. But Bitcoin Silver, Bitcoin 2. There's a bunch of other coins that you can mine. Solo mine if you wanted to. Okay, so let's go back out. I want to just compare now just the physicalness of this unit versus other Bitcoin miners. Okay, just showing you guys the temperature on the back of this BTC hash card. So I believe that's where the ASIC chips are, right in the back here. It looks like the hottest area is about 48 degrees Celsius, right in the middle there of the card. Now, how is the top area there? Let's see, about 43. How about at the PCIe? At the PCIe plug at the top there, it's about 42, 41. Not too bad, not that hot. Now, how is the front area? Let's just see here. Yeah, it's not bad. Maybe on the inside there, it shows 41 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's gonna be at the PCIe at the top there, 44 max on this side. But on the front, yeah, the fans are obviously not that hot at all because all the airflow is going through out at the top there, as you guys can see. Okay, I got low battery. Now, how is the temperature on the power supply? Well, about 47, 48 degrees Celsius there. On this side, it's about 47. On this side here where the fan is, it's about 57. Ooh, it's hot right there. You see the red there? The center point, max point there is 57 degrees Celsius. So it's not terrible. There is airflow because there is a small little fan there. Okay, yeah, just a little bit of airflow. Yeah, actually the airflow is coming out on this side here. This is the other side of the power supply. So it is cool. It is keeping it cooler. Again, power consumption, it looks like we've gone down to 260 watts now. So that's not bad. That's all well and good. And of course, it's got the beautiful screen there. Shows the hash rate. It says I'm getting 14 terahash. Of course, that fluctuates. Okay, so how does this compare now to the size of other, you know, solo Bitcoin miners? Well, let's just take a look at an Octax here. As you guys can see, an Octax is obviously looks like kind of like the same footprint, right, in terms of length, but in terms of the like sheer size of this Octax versus this, yeah, this one's smaller. How about an Avalon Nano 3S? An Avalon Nano 3S is a very popular unit here as well. Here, let me just put it right in front, okay? I do like the stand on this Jingle Miner BTC hash card, but the Nano 3S, as you guys can see, almost the same width, but it's a lot higher. So there is a difference there. Would be a little bit longer this way as well, depth-wise. Okay, how about a Nerd QX++? Well, actually, no, this is a Hammer Miner DC04, but it's the same size as a Nerd QX++. So you guys can see here, or I can flip it over like this. You can see the size difference. I mean, they're all pretty small devices anyway, so I guess having the power supply like this as well, I mean, these types of devices, the Bitcoin miners, majority of them have external power bricks or Meanwell power supplies that people do. So there's always going to be that extra amount of space going to being used for these types of devices. So yeah, that's just the general size of this BTC hash card. So all right guys, that's it for the review of the Jingle Miner Magic Miner BTC hash card. Let me know what you guys think of it. I think it's pretty cool. Would I personally buy one myself? Out of all the other options, maybe considering open source ability, which it seems like it is open source, you can firmware update it, you can overclock it, etc. Just like these types of devices. I believe this is a great option. I wish the price would come down a lot more, but again, having US stock, there's no worry about tariff or customs and duties if you order from jinglemining.com. So anyways, thanks to them. If you guys are interested, use code RPM for 1% off if you're interested in this BTC hash card 12 terahash model, or about 12, 14 terahash. I do like the stance of this. It just sits up like this. Let me know your guys' thoughts. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.